The galaxy had always prided itself on its tradition of peaceful debates, where species from across the stars convened on neutral grounds to resolve conflicts, exchange ideas, and build alliances. The Grand Hall of Lumora Prime, the central hub of galactic diplomacy, was a testament to this harmony, a vast dome of shimmering crystal that seemed to pulse with the collective intellect of countless civilizations. It was a place where words, not weapons, shaped the fate of the cosmos. And yet, it was here that humanity would forever alter the course of history. Humanity had been a relatively recent addition to the galactic community. Discovered just a few decades earlier by the wandering Tarvine explorers whose ship had stumbled upon Sol and its curious inhabitants, the Tarvine had been intrigued by humanity's blend of ingenuity and contradiction, a species capable of both profound empathy and devastating violence. The Galactic Assembly had been cautious about integrating humanity given its turbulent history. But ultimately, the decision was made to welcome them as full members, hoping their potential would outweigh their unpredictability. When humanity received its first invitation to participate in the Grand Debate, an event held once every century to address the galaxy's most pressing issues, it approached the honor with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The debate was a sacred tradition among the elder races, a ceremony of intellect and persuasion governed by strict protocols and unspoken codes of conduct. The topics ranged from trade disputes to shared research initiatives and even existential threats such as rogue AI and cosmic anomalies. Each species sent its most eloquent orators, chosen not for their might, but for their wisdom and composure. The humans selected a delegation led by Dr. Elena Marquez, a renowned philosopher and linguist whose reputation for mediation had earned her accolades on Earth. She was joined by Commander Isaac Cole, a decorated military strategist who had transitioned into diplomacy after years of service. Their team also included Professor Raj Patel, an astrophysicist whose groundbreaking theories had revolutionized humanity's understanding of interstellar phenomena, and Ada Nguyen, cultural anthropologist who had dedicated her career to studying alien societies. Together, they represented the best of humanity's intellect and adaptability. The journey to Lumora Prime was uneventful, yet the humans could not shake the feeling of being outsiders. As they entered the Grand Hall for the first time, their awe was palpable. The space was alive with the hum of energy fields and the subtle resonance of 1,000 languages converging into a harmonious symphony. Delegates from species of all shapes, sizes, and biologies filled the tiers of seating, each accompanied by their unique tools of communication, from neural translators to pheromone synthesizers. The opening ceremony was a spectacle of unity. The Lumorans, who served as the galaxy's neutral mediators, welcomed the assembly with the display of light and sound that transcended language, resonating directly with the delegates' consciousness. The first sessions began with deliberations on trade agreements and environmental preservation initiatives, each argument delivered with measured grace and mutual respect. The humans watched and learned, noting the intricate balance of logic, emotion, and deference that defined the proceedings. But it was on the third day that the debate took a turn, one that would test the very foundations of this ancient tradition. The topic was the governance of the Zarathi Corridor, a volatile region rich in resources, but plagued by territorial disputes and piracy. The Zarathi, themselves a reptilian species known for their cunning and resilience, argued for sole control, citing historical claims. The Tarvine, who had established mining operations in the region, countered with evidence of significant investments and contributions to local stability. Other species offered proposals for shared governance or neutral oversight, but the discussion grew increasingly tense. Dr. Marquez took the floor representing humanity's perspective. She spoke of Earth's history with contested territories and the lessons learned from both triumphs and failures. Her words were eloquent and reasoned, emphasizing the need for cooperation and equitable solutions. Yet, as the hours passed, it became clear that the debate was spiraling into gridlock. Old grievances and deep-seated mistrust clouded the discourse, tempers flared, and the hall began to echo with dissonance rather than harmony. In the midst of the chaos, Commander Cole requested permission to speak. His presence was unusual for such a setting, as military figures were rarely involved in these debates, but the humans were granted the floor. Cole rose with a calm, yet commanding demeanor, his voice steady. As he addressed the assembly, he began by acknowledging the wisdom and traditions of the elder races, expressing humanity's respect for their customs. Then he pivoted, reminding them that humanity's path to the stars had been forged in struggle, that their survival had often depended on decisive action and unity of purpose. Cole proposed an unprecedented solution: a temporary joint task force composed of representatives from multiple species to secure the corridor and oversee its resources until a permanent agreement could be reached. He emphasized that this was not a display of dominance, but an act of collective responsibility, one that required trust and shared sacrifice. His words were met with skepticism and murmurs of dissent. The idea of a multi-species force operating in such a contentious zone seemed fraught with risk and potential for conflict. It was then that Cole made his move. He activated a small device, projecting a holographic simulation above the central dais. The projection showed a detailed analysis of the corridor's current state overlaid with predictive models of various outcomes. It depicted scenarios ranging from continued disputes to cooperative management. But what truly captured the assembly's attention was the display of humanity's technological prowess. The simulation was stunningly precise, its data corroborated by real-time inputs from Earth's advanced AI systems. It was a visual representation of what humanity had brought to the table: a fusion of creativity, pragmatism, and sheer audacity. As the simulation unfolded, the murmurs grew louder. Some delegates were impressed, others visibly uneasy. The Zarathi delegate, a towering figure clad in ceremonial armor, stepped forward to challenge Cole, questioning humanity's motives and capability. To lead such an initiative, Cole did not flinch. Instead, he spoke of humanity's ability to adapt, to learn from its mistakes, and to build bridges where others saw only divides. His words carried a weight that transcended the language barriers, resonating with an undercurrent of sincerity and resolve. The debate raged on for hours, stretching into the night. The humans faced relentless scrutiny from all sides, their ideas dissected and their motives questioned, yet they stood firm, countering each argument with facts, logic, and an unwavering belief in their vision. As the session drew to a close, the Lumeran mediators called for a recess, allowing the delegates to reflect on the discussions. What happened next would be recounted for generations as the delegates returned to their chambers. Humanity unveiled a gesture that would cement its place in galactic history. They orchestrated a live demonstration of their proposed joint task force, using a fleet of unmanned drones programmed to simulate cooperative operations in a contested environment. The drones executed maneuvers with flawless precision, demonstrating the potential for unity even in the face of chaos. The spectacle was both mesmerizing and humbling, a stark reminder of what could be achieved when differences were set aside in pursuit of a common goal. By the time the assembly reconvened, the atmosphere had shifted. The humans had not only made their case, but had also shown the galaxy what they were capable of, their actions speaking louder than any words could. The resolution passed not without reservations, but with a newfound respect for the species that had dared to challenge tradition and redefine the rules of engagement. In the years that followed, the Joint Task Force became a symbol of interstellar cooperation, its success paving the way for deeper alliances and a more unified galaxy. And though some still viewed humanity with suspicion, there was no denying that they had brought something unique to the table, a willingness to take risks, to embrace innovation, and to wield power not as a weapon, but as a tool for change. The galaxy was forever changed by that debate, not because of what was said, but because of what was done, and in the grand hall of Lumora Prime, the echoes of humanity's audacious gamble still lingered, a reminder that even in the most hallowed traditions, there was room for evolution, and that sometimes the greatest power lay not in dominance, but in the courage to forge a new path.